Good morning, children. So, today we will start another chapter from history, that is colonialism and tribal societies. So, as per to our knowledge, all over the world, tribals led a very simple life. Their society is completely casteless and classless. That means they don't believe in any caste and they don't believe in any class. They are all equal in their status, in their classes. The tribals are generally known as Adivasis in India. Before the coming of the British to India, these tribals were living in the fertile, hilly, and forest regions. And their source of livelihood was hunting, food gathering, and shifting cultivation. They completely dependent on natural resources of the forest. Any problem that took place in their day-to-day life regarding social, economic and religious issues were dealt by the tribal chiefs because there were no courts or they don't believe in any judicial system. Now let us discuss about the conditions of the tribals under British rule. We have already discussed in the last chapter that the British introduced permanent settlement for revenue collection. So, under permanent settlement, more lands were used for cultivation, and the British drove away the tribals from their forest area. Since the tribal forests were rich in natural resources, the moneylenders, traders, and zamindars set up business in those areas. They offered loans to the tribals, but if they failed to return the loan, then their lands were taken away by the moneylenders. Some forests of the tribals were declared as even reserved forest. Trees like teak, sal, deodar, etc. were reserved for the manufacture of railway sleepers. And in this way, the tribals were disturbed and their peaceful life were interfered by the British. Let us discuss now about some of the effects of colonialism on tribals. Firstly, the British government banned the practice of shifting agriculture, which were done by the tribals. Secondly, the British introduced the growing of cash crops instead of food crops. That means the British they did not allow the peasants, the tribal farmers, to cultivate food crops. They were forced to cultivate only cash crops. Thirdly, they also introduced new revenue collection policies like the permanent settlement, which affected the self-sufficiency of the tribals, and they had to live under the mercy of the moneylenders. Fourth, the tribals had no understanding about ownership lands, and hence the British manipulated them and took away their lands and became landless laborers. In such situation, the tribals had to take loans from the moneylenders, and when the loans could not be paid on time, then the interest went on increasing and led to a debt which passed from one generation to another. The next, the British, moneylenders, and the traders together exploited the tribals. The tribals called these people as Dikus, that meaning is outsiders. Because all these people came from outside, because they don't belong to their own community, their own tribe. And when the tribals purchased goods from these traders, then they charged very high prices. Then sixth, the British even introduced new laws in the forest and put the tribals under restrictions so that they could not use the forest resources. As a result, they had to pay tax for using the land which were used by them from long time. Seventh, the activities of the Christian missionaries also interfered in the socio-religious life of the tribals. They felt that their way of life was disturbed by the new and modern ways of the Christian missionaries. This much for today's class. In the next class, we will come with some tribal uprisings. Thank you.